guys, this is Ro here and welcome back guys to another Cold War Zombies video. In today's video we're going to step away just for a video from our Dark Ops Challenge series. I know you guys have been enjoying and I appreciate all the love and support. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the cranked game mode. To be honest, I'd rather wait till I get into the actual gameplay to explain to you why this game mode is just a sorry excuse for a new game mode. This isn't a new game mode at all. Maybe for zombies it is. But for multiplayer, this has always been around. So it's just a port. If you realistically think about it, it is in a way a port over game mode that probably needs to be fixed. Now this just came out, so things are going to change most likely. But at the same time, this is still just a game mode that I would have rather have not gotten anyways. But other than that, this game mode is just a fucking sorry excuse for a game mode. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This game mode isn't good. It looks like in the actual menu. So as you can see, cranked, it tells you kill a zombie and then you get a timer. If you don't kill a zombie within the timer, you explode, blah blah blah. It's the same bullshit as multiplayer. Alright, so let me go ahead and give you guys the loadout because this game mode requires you to stay alive and this game mode does get pretty hard. Alrighty guys, as usual, if you've been following me on my channel and or watching my recent Cold War Zombies videos, you know for a fact that I'm going to be recommending you guys the Howard shotgun with the Task Force barrel. This shotgun is really good. You just need the Howard shotgun with a damage barrel, and then you need to run the Ring of Fire, and that's going to be all you need for this pretty much game mode. So let's get into the actual game mode so I can shit talk this game mode. Alrighty guys, so let's get into this guide. So when you spawn into the spawn room, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you are killing zombies as fast as you can while you are getting points at the same time. So normally when you play zombies, and I normally say that the word normally because normally when you play zombies, you want to stay in the spawn room to maybe around round 10 is usually what I stay to, because in round 11 your zombies will start to do 50 damage, which means if you haven't left then you can become a 3-hit down instead of a 5-hit down. So it's always better to leave either by round 9 or 10 from the spawn room so you can get everything open. If you want to do the coffin trick, which is what I usually do to get Juggernaut for free so I can save that 2,500 or whatever the points are for the perks at the time, then you're able to save those points and then, you know, do the coffin trick and pretty much get ready for the whole entire rest of the game after that. But in this game mode, in Cranked, you need to be leaving the spawn room as soon as you can. As soon as you get enough points, go open the door and just making sure you're rushing to the power room. It is better that you do this on the lower rounds because the lower the round, the higher your crank timer is. The higher the round, the lower your crank timer is going to be. So staying in the spawn room, the highest round I will recommend that you stay in the spawn room is maybe round 6 or 7 max. You do not want to be staying in the spawn room for a long time because your timer will begin to go down as early as I believe round 3. So when you are opening your doors on those early rounds, make sure you guys are also buying perks. And one of the first perks you always want to make sure you're buying when you're playing Crank is Stamina. Stamina by far is one of the most useful perks in the game overall. Obviously the faster you run, the better. But just Stamina in this game mode will allow you to sprint across the map so good and so fast that you're able to open these doors and beat the crank timer on the lower rounds. So picking up Stamina on the lower rounds is perfect, especially if you're like on round 6 or 7. Picking up Stamina, you don't got to worry about Juggernaut and your health because you'll still be a 5-hit down. So you don't even got to worry about that. So Stamina is one of the first perks you want to buy. And then if you want to buy Juggernaut, you can. There is no coffin Easter egg in this game mode. There is no Easter egg. There's no Dr. Gray. There's no Weaver. There's no nothing. It's pretty much just a survival map at this point. Make sure you get the power room on, and then you're going to want to make sure you are sitting in the power room / pack-a-punch room from round 8 to around round 25. From rounds 8 to round 25, the reason you're going to be staying in the pack-a-punch room is because the spawns of zombies are pretty dang good in the actual pack-a-punch room. Now, normally you don't want to be in the pack-a-punch room, but when you have this Howard shotgun and it's just insane damage output that it has, you really don't have to be worried too much about dying as long as you're hitting your shots and doing pretty much your normal survival, then you shouldn't really worry about dying. Now while you're in these rounds from 8 to 25, this is your setup portion of Cranked. Now rounds go by so fast. You're just blowing through rounds so fast you don't even realize that you'll be on round 20 as soon as you know it. So make sure you guys are getting all your salvage, make sure you guys are getting your armor, your guns upgraded, because once you get past the setup point, You do not want to be coming back down into the Pack-a-Punch room. Moving on to section 2 of this video, or the actual mid game I would consider, is you're going to want to move up to Nocturne Totem. And now, I'm pretty sure we all know this, Nocturne Totem has by far the best spawn rates that there is for zombies. That the zombies are spawning in fast, which is what you need to be able to have this timer continuously going and going and going. Now, like I stated before, the higher the rounds, the lower your crank timer is. So you got to pay so much attention and know you got to be extremely focused when you're doing the cranked game mode. Because if you're not focused, you will not get this, pretty much. You will not do good in this game mode. Once you're sitting on Nocturne Totem, at this point, you're pretty much just going to be sitting here for a good portion of the game. Now, I don't know how many rounds you want to sit here because not a lot of people get past this portion. Now, trust me, it took me a couple games before I got past this round from like 25 to maybe 30, 35. So once you're pretty much sitting on top of Noct, you're going to want to be killing Megatons and making sure you are looking at their loot. They do drop loot, so they do have a potential of dropping a ray gun, which is something that you want, and as that'll be very helpful in the higher rounds. But yeah, just sit on top of Noct, get your final bit of salvage together, get that Howler up to legendary tier if you haven't already. Moving on to the last tier of this video or section, making sure that you finally have gotten your Howler maxed out, got it maxed out armor. Having a potential war machine is not bad to have, so I recommend having a war machine as well, just in case. And then finally having a ray gun. Hopefully by this point you've gotten a ray gun. If you haven't, then the Howler is good enough. So once you've gone to section 3, sit in the spawn room, and from there, that's literally all you need to do, is just survive at that point and making sure you're doing everything in your power to make sure you're not losing time. If you need to go down and get armor, make sure you have zombies behind you, and then going. Maneuvering this map on higher rounds requires that you have zombies behind you. In general, have zombies behind you. Watch that mini map. Watch how many zombies you're killing, and especially watch that timer. And now for the section of the video that I've mainly been holding back on. This cranked game mode overall is not that good. I'd be on the nicest day, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. From a 4 out of 10 to a 5 out of 10 maybe. Or even a barely middle grade for this game mode. I would have much rather have waited for Firebase Z playing just regular D Machina than getting this game mode. Realistically, I think this game mode isn't horrible. I still think Jingle Hells is by far the worst. I don't even consider that shit a fucking game mode. You cannot tell me Jingle Hells was realistically a game mode. It was just a reskin of zombies, and that realistically that's all that was. But anyways, so the good things that and it was even hard for me to find some good things to put in cranked. So the good things are I'll tell you. So it is good for camo grinding, I will say, from what I've seen and from what I've done as well. I have tested on a different account. Camo grinding is very good for this game mode because you're constantly having zombies run at you. And yeah, you can get headshots, you can get lots of kills, and you do that really quickly than, you know, doing regular D Machina, because, you know, the zombies take forever to spawn in, and, you know, you gotta get set up. This game mode, no, it's simple. A weapon leveling up is probably fairly decent, I would imagine. I didn't really test that much because I already have most of my guns maxed out, and I have Dark Ether camo, so I would assume that with the way that a lot of zombies are spawning in, that you might have a better and higher chance of getting weapon XP. So I would assume weapon leveling up is good. There are also time freeze drops, so make sure you guys are using these to your advantage. When you get these time freeze drops, it'll, I believe, pause your crank time for 10 seconds. And after those 10 seconds, just make sure you're getting the zombies to come into the map. Don't kill zombies. I was making that mistake when I first was doing the playthroughs. Make sure you are not killing your zombies, making sure you're getting as many as you can on the map. That's the best thing you can do with those time freeze drops. Another thing to know, like I said earlier, the Megatons do drop items, so they do drop score streaks, they do drop ammo, and they do drop very good goodies for you when you kill them. And finally, like I was just saying, ammo is dropped so much by zombies, you will not need to worry about buying ammo. And finally, the bad. So this game mode, the timer is just way too small. If you know regular multiplayer Cranked has a high game mode, or has a high timer in multiplayer. But even in that game mode, it's like a free-for-all kind of feel of a game mode when you have that cranked ability. You're moving fast, you have all the perks, etc. But even in multiplayer, the timer doesn't go down so severely low like that. It stays around the 20s, the high 20s. But in zombies, it goes down. Now, I understand this is a zombies game mode. It progressively gets harder because if it always stays at 30 seconds, zombies would not be hard. I understand that. But I feel like when your rounds are going fast and fast and fast and fast, on the lower rounds, it should not be decreasing so fast. If anything, I feel like the timer should, by maybe the 30s, it should be in the 10 range. But by round 30, you're already in the 4 or 5 second range. At that point, you can't do anything. I will say the timer is pretty short. What I have with this game mode is the unneeded dog rounds. I think dog rounds are so unneeded. Ammo is pretty much dropped by any zombie that spawns in, so I think that they're unneeded. I think the dog rounds are so unneeded. If anything, I failed every time in this cranked game mode because of a dog round. Even keeping zombies and stuff, it's just dog rounds just need to not be a thing in this game mode, and that's that. Another problem I ran into is that salvage drop rates are extremely low, so you're pretty much getting no salvage, and all the salvage you probably will be getting is when you hit different milestones throughout the game. So around 10, around 15, around 20, 25, 30, and etc. Those are when you get your salvage drops. Zombies in general dropping salvage is just extremely low. I think they're going to be fixing this probably most likely because the salvage drop rates are absolutely terrible in this game mode. So yeah, hopefully they fix that. If you didn't know, it is a one life thing, so once your crank timer has expired, there is no self-revive. You do not go down. Your game is over. You have one life and one life over. So in a way, you can consider this realistic from Black Ops 4 Zombies. Overall, to finalize this video and get this video over with, because I've probably been talking for a lot, so anyways, I hope this game mode is just a way of showing the Treyarch that this game mode isn't new. This game mode is, in my opinion, just a port over for multiplayer, so realistically this isn't a new game mode at all. But I think they could have done a better job for a game mode at this point. I guess, it's a good midpoint. Obviously it's a mid-season thing, so it's not bad. At least it's better than Jingle House. Jingle House was not even a game mode. I don't consider that shit a game mode at all. And do not come at me saying that it is a game mode, because that is nothing but a fucking reskin. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end the video here because I probably have talked for way longer than I needed to. But I hope you guys get the gist of what I mean. Overall, cranked game mode could have been better, but it's overall just a sorry excuse for a new game mode. I would have rather have waited months for grief than playing this port over pretty much multiplayer game mode. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop talking. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys give me your honest opinions down in the comment section below of cranked game mode. If you think it's a good game mode, let me know why you think it's a good game mode. If you agree with me on why it's dog shit, then let me know as well. Or if you're in between on the review, let me know as well. I like to hear all opinions down below, because this isn't just about me. This is a whole zombies community, so please let me know down in the comment section below your honest opinion. Alrighty, guys, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys are subscribing and post notifications on. I love you guys so much for subscribing and everything else. No homo. And take it easy, guys. Thank you for watching.
Fourth quarter shot, I get a ball and money in my pocket. No, I'm no stranger to ballin'. No life be a gamble, but I promise that I'm all